Hey, Push Run Nation, Dr. Dave here. Peace. And today we're coming in with a 50-mile race review of the Mizuno Rebellion Pro. One of the weirdest design shoes that came out this year, but I can tell you that weird design on that side and this side is like running on a trampoline. So let me get into that a little bit more. This shoe has given me some of the fastest road times I've had this year. And to look at it, the first thing you would think, the thickness of that midsole is way above 40 millimeters, which is way above the world standards and rulings that foam can be for pro racers today. And there are pro marathoners wearing this shoe. So how does Mizuno get away with that? Well, for the world standards for stack height, that'll be measured directly under the ankle bone, which is right here. So right here to here, you will have 39 millimeter stack height. But what's in front of that right here? Probably well over 50 millimeters. Now, one of the things I've found with this shoe is that you really have to change up and get a good feel for where your foot plant is, for where that bulb of the foam is on the bottom here. So you're coming down on it to get the benefit of the greatest responsiveness, or else you're just wasting your time wearing this shoe. For me, the upper is extremely form-fitting. This fits me like a sock or a glove. One of the things I don't like is the thinness of the tongue and the thinness of the laces. But you have to work with those. If you love the shoe, you'll figure out how to get the lacing down properly. I have a runner's tie knot on here, so I've used that to get the best lacing system for myself, and I don't tie it super tight. Tie it just tight enough to keep that shoe on my foot and not let my foot move around at all while I'm running, but not tight enough where it's going to start causing problems on the top of my foot. I've had absolutely no problems around the ankle. I've read from other people that they have had problems on the back of the heel. I personally haven't. In the midfoot here, we have two levels of foam, two different types of foam. We have a softer one on the top, the Mizuno Energy Light Plus, and on the bottom is just the light foam, a little bit firmer. The Plus is a little bit softer, so that will give you that nice cushy feeling of your foot sinking into the shoe, and the firmness on the bottom, which will help you propel off. Now, one of the areas I think, actually two, that added a little bit of weight to the shoe is that carbon plate, which you'll see how thick that is right there. But this section right here of it is also working as an arch support, but to give almost a lever effect to that carbon plate from the forefoot to the midfoot to the heel. You have that pretty aggressive forefoot rocker and on the heel here too. And that's the same type of geometry that is on the Saucony Endorphin Elite shoe, along with this cutout, which is going to aid in bending of the foot or flexion of the foot as you're toeing off. Now again, you have to, in training first, wear the shoe a little bit to find out where that sweet spot is for landing. I have a pretty natural or neutral landing, but I've had to work with this shoe a little bit to land a little bit more up here so I get a better responsiveness on the foam. The second area I think added a lot of weight to the shoe is on the outsole, which has this traction kind of grippy rubber here, the entire length of the shoe, which is almost like mini lugs on the bottom here. So because of the thickness of that, I think that added quite a bit of weight, and I bet in future renditions of this shoe, those mini traction lugs will be off, and that will be a flat rubber like every other shoe out there on the market. You can see from the geometry on the outsole cutouts the entire length, which took out a lot of weight, and this big groove right here, which again adds in foot flexion. Now, Mizuno is saying men's size 9 is coming in at 7.9 ounces. So let's check out what my US size 11 is coming in at, and that's 9.2 ounces, which is probably the heaviest in any of the super shoes that I race with. Let's check out the durometer testing of the foams in the heel section of the light foam, not the light plus, but the light. In the heel, I have 34, and we'll go right above that in that light plus, and I have 28. So a pretty big difference between those two. In the forefoot, I have 33, and in the plus, 28. So a little bit firmer in that, not as firm as some of the other foams out there. I'm looking at my notes and other numbers for other shoes. The Saucony Endorphin Elite is a lot firmer than this shoe, and that's among the softest shoes that I race with. But again, with this shoe, it's the plate and that dual foam system here, and the geometry of that outsole, or that midsole, which give you that responsiveness and bounciness in this shoe. So if you want to check this shoe out further, I have a link down in this description. Check it out. Let me know down in the comments which race shoe or super shoe do you race with on the roads, not trails, but on the roads. Let me know what your favorite is. What have you raced the fastest in this year? Do you like this shoe? Do you think you'll check it out? Or what shoe out there are you wearing that you love the most? And what shoe are you looking forward coming out that you're probably going to be buying once it drops? This is Dr. Dave for Push Run Nation. I'll see you out in the streets and race course. Peace.